Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Good morning. What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Look at us back in action again. Like I never left, because literally 12 hours ago, we went live last night, right? So for our friends over in the shot tank world. So if you missed it last night, we did a little shot tank. We did a little SORARE deep dive. It was a lot of fun. But more importantly, who do we have in the chat this morning? We got Sneeps up in here. All right, Snoop Loop says National Gumbo Day. This is a day I get behind. Big Gumbo fan. Vicky says, smoke it if you got it, GM. Grote, listen, Grote is an international man of mystery. Says, was in Tokyo, now Kyoto, tomorrow Osaka. Make the effort like the stream. That is the type of energy I need everyone to be coming into this NBA season with, okay? We the people's here. Common Man, all right. Matic Otto, good morning. Hugo's here. Bowdevine's here. Matic Otto. Luke Cornett, number 49. A lot of Luke Cornett love. We had Fenny up in here. Santa's Boys, Boston base, who's now a SORARE freak. And also, listen, this is not a sponsored show, but as I take a sip of coffee here, this coffee, we get a little big face this morning. How about that? We had a little big face coffee this morning. Shout out Jimmy Buckets, who we're going to talk about a little bit later today. But anyways, good to be back. Listen, we're almost at the end of the week, right? We got 2 shows left after this one. We've got the NBA bit tomorrow morning. And then we've got the Underdog Happy Hour tomorrow at 3 o'clock. We might have a guest. It might be a solo, but I've started booking guests for weeks out. I'm very excited where that show is going to go. So that's fun. And then if you missed some shows this week, I just want to shout out the 89 Cavs, which was on Monday night, I believe that was Monday or Tuesday night. I can't remember. We had a lot of fun just hanging out with the boys again. But this morning, this is what we're going to do. ESPN released their final top 10 of their top 50. So I wanted to look at that a little bit and just see if we can yell about anything. We'll look at a little bit of last night's NBA preseason action. And I'm just going to really quick off the top. So I was excited to end the show last night at 10 o'clock. So I go watch the second half of the Liberty getting crushed. The Las Vegas Aces were so the Liberty come out and they don't play the first quarter. They're down. I think they gave up 38 points in the first quarter. And we've like talked about this about basketball for a long time now, but whenever a team gets down like that, they bust their ass to just try to get back into the game. But if you don't climb up the mountain the whole way, right? If you just get it from like 4 to 8 points after being down 20 plus or whatever, almost 30, it's really hard. You just like lose all of that momentum because you can't get over the hump. So they go down 8 at halftime, and then they just get the doors blown off at the beginning of the third quarter. And it was over after that. So congrats to the Aces, who are up 2 games to none. This might be the second time that I am live in the Barclays Center as the Liberty get eliminated from the playoffs. It happened last year when the Sky knocked him out. And now I'm going to game 3, and that might be all she wrote. But anyway, so come on, Libs. But today, let's start with this story. I thought this was interesting. So the Athletic came out with an article yesterday, and I believe it was Sam Amick and Joe Varden. So I'll actually drop a link in the chat if you bros want to read it. But they came out, and the NBA has said load management, not a thing. It doesn't actually prepare you for the playoffs. It doesn't help your NBA players be in peak performance later in the season by resting them throughout the regular season. Now, what I found interesting is they released no information around the report. There was no scientific study that was released. It was Joe Dumars being like, trust me, bro. Real Web3 energy, real Web3 energy, real SBF out there, right? Trust me, bro. It's real. And you know what? Maybe it is real, but I do love the idea of just being like, hey, you know that thing that's been like a big talking point for the last 10 years to improve the longevity of an NBA player's career? Hogwash. I thought that was hilarious. And I imagine they will share more of this information as we get closer, or as we get closer to the NBA regular season. But if you want to get a little conspiracy theory, if you want to put on a tinfoil hat about what may be going on, I do find the timing of this a little weird. Right, the NBA in the midst right now of negotiating their new TV rights deal, right? All the streamers are involved, HBO Max, Apple, Amazon, TNT, ESPN, want to make sure they're securing the bag one more and probably final time, as we feel like this TV rights bubble is about to burst. And the NBA is out there being like, hey, Kawhi, listen, man, I know you like to take some games off. Or, hey, KD, I know that the Suns won't let you play back-to-backs. Or Steph Curry, those are the rules of the schedule. You can't play these games. They want to make sure they're playing those nationally televised games, right? So there's something about it that feels a little off. Here we go. Tessa said, I love how there's just a referendum on sports science all of a sudden. I know. And so, again, it was just kind of funny that Joe Dumars was out there being like, yeah, dude, studies say, it's like Trump out there talking, studies, a lot of people have been out there. A lot of people have been saying maybe load management is not real. That's not even like a good try. It like starts out as Trump and then it just turns into a lot of people, right? It's not very good. It sounds more like if Trump was a Muppet, which is a character I don't think we need to see. Anyways, I thought that was pretty interesting. Recommend reading that article. Curious to see, how this shakes out, if this continues to be a talking point. One thing I will point out, because anytime you bring up load management, somebody who is like aggressively pro player will come out and be like, actually the players out there want to play the games. Okay. It's not the players that don't want to play the games. It's the management. It's the front office that comes out there and they're saying, hey man, you can't play all those games, but the players want to play. So, it's not like KD's out there being like, don't let me play. They all want to be out there playing, except for maybe Kawhi Leonard. And then I know some Clippers fans, which do those exist, are going to come out and get real pissed off about. Mo in the chat says real 9 out of 10 dentist vibes. Yeah, I think that's good too. Steve said, I've been hearing that Luke Cornett is going to start over Al Horford. Okay, the Luke Cornett, we've jumped the shark. The Cornets have jumped the shark. Anyways, I don't know if there's anything else worth digging into with that. I just thought that was an interesting story that kind of just dropped out of nowhere yesterday afternoon. Also out of nowhere, or maybe it was out of a very it wasn't out of nowhere. This is actually not surprising. Miles Bridges has a warrant issued out for his arrest, according to Twitter sources. But I think that has been proven to be true. It has to deal. It sounds like, and again, I don't know the facts of all this, so we won't clip this. But it sounds like he broke some sort of restrictive restraining order of sorts that involved his last domestic abuse. When he pummeled the mother of his children. That guy. So it sounds like an issue for his arrest a warrant has been issued for his arrest. We'll see. I don't know if is this double jeopardy? Can he get punished twice by the NBA for the same thing? Did he get punished at all? Who knows? But that's something to pay attention to with the Charlotte Hornets. Also the Charlotte Hornets, Kai Jones has been released. And that's not too surprising, I don't think, based on how everything was going. He requested a trade publicly on Twitter, which you are not allowed to do. And he's definitely been going through some stuff. So honestly, just hope that Kai Jones gets his help. But clearly, I hope he has a strong support system. That's all I'll say. Yeah, I have like 5 shares of him. But where is it? Boston based. I have like 5 shares of him. But you're now thinking about I don't know if we got Hornets fans in the chat right now, but dude, you're out Kai Jones and Miles Bridges. And I know Kai Jones has been going through it, but he was playing minutes, right? He was like, him and JT Thor were kind of those backups that came in and ran around for a little bit. And now Miles Bridges. So I guess if you were like, we talked about this yesterday with Brandon Miller not even starting in a preseason game, it's like, what's going on? Well, assuming that Miles Bridges misses some more time and now Kai Jones is gone, Brandon Miller should have no problem securing some minutes for the Charlotte Hornets. But that's a pretty big hole to fill for Charlotte now. And you're going to be reliant on Gordon Hayward to stay healthy to just play competitive basketball. I mean, of course, we've got our boy. Let's do a little drop because, yeah, this is a good news for our guy.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
PJ is going to be out there. So is Mark Williams. Mark Williams is going to be playing a ton. But anyways, if you were just like, man, I wish Brandon Miller would get more run. Well, dreams do come true. Brandon Miller should get plenty of run now. And again, who knows? Excuse me. Who knows what's going to happen with the Miles Bridges stuff? But I imagine usually when a warrant is issued for arrest, it's not they're not giving you an award. They're not usually being like, hey, man, JK, we just wanted to get some eye-to-eye contact with you. Just say, what's up? We appreciate what you've been doing. No, I don't think that's going to happen. Grote says Brandon Miller said the Hornets are making the finals this year, so probably fine. Yeah, you're probably right. Is Kai going to get a new job? I hope so, man. I hope he gets some help and then he gets a new job, right? I hope he gets some help first. There we go. Boston Bay said, in all seriousness, which Hornet should I pick up on SORARE following the news? I mean, I think PJ Washington, I mean, obviously LaMelo, Terry are all fine plays. I think PJ and Mark Williams are the guys that I'd be targeting right now from Charlotte. And then we can see what happens with Brandon Miller. But that's what I'd be doing. All right. We only had 2 preseason games last night. So I figured we'd talk about that and then dive into the ESPN top 50. We're going to talk about the Celtics and Sixers first. And just real quick, Peyton Pritchard this preseason through 3 games. Ooh, shoot, my microphone. Through 3 games. Peyton Pritchard, 20 for 35 from the field, 12 for 26 from 3. Pritchard has been absolutely cooking. Also, shout out Bob Manning on Twitter, Bobby Manning, who is the Celtics and NBA reporter. But again, one more time, Pritchard, 20 for 35, 12 for 26 from 3. Just absolutely smoking out there. The Celtics won that game 112-101. JB and Jason Tatum didn't play again. And then on the Sixers side of things, Embiid and Harden have still yet to play. I guess this is only their second preseason game, have still yet to play. But just some stats that we can look at. Sammy Hauser had 15. Pritchard went back to his bench role, dropped 17 and 3 off the bench. On the Sixers side of things, Maxey continues to cook. He had 17 and 28 minutes. Oubre had 18 off the bench, which I think Oubre does seem like he's going to be their first or second guy off the bench if he doesn't start, right? Because their starting 5 should be Maxey, Harden, if he's there, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, and maybe will he start the 3? Am I forgetting somebody? That's 1, 2, Maxey, Harden, Harris, Embiid. Maybe he would start. I don't think so. I'm sure you still got PJ Tucker out there. You put him at the 4. Anyways, Oubre should get a ton of shots. But the guy I wanted to talk about, who we pumped up in the fantasy space a bunch, is like a nice little handcuff for Joel Embiid, who just is going to miss 15 games a year regardless. And Paul Reed in 22 minutes had 10 points, 7 boards, 5 assists, and also had 2 steals. Paul Reed is like the guy who just jumps in and immediately fills up the stat line. Should we be targeting any Hornets moments with the Kai news? No, I don't think so. But anyways, so I think Kelly Oubre, like, again, just talking fantasy, I don't think Oubre is a winning player, just based on how he's been passed around the league and now is kind of on losing teams. So I don't know. The Sixers thing will be interesting to watch that play out. But Oubre should get a ton of shots up when he comes in. But I do kind of like Paul Reed. And Nick Nurse wasn't lying when he said Paul Reed could be Siakam. Yeah, I mean, listen, we love Paul Reed. We love Paul Reed. Big mud, right? Does he get out the mud? Is that his tagline? We need to get some Paul Reed merch. We got to hook up with Paul Reed, not sexually, but hook up with him just so we can, maybe we can get a promo code hold for Paul Reed merch. I think we could be a real Paul Reed pushing stuff for him. But yeah, that was, I don't think there's a ton to take away from that, except it was good to see Peyton Pritchard. I really do think Peyton Pritchard is going to be a thing this year for the Celtics. Obviously, he's going to be coming off the bench, depending on what their starting five is, right? If they start White and Holiday together, Peyton Pritchard's their first guard off the bench, but most likely he's like their 7th or 8th guy. But that's they paid him. They're going to play him for sure. The second game last night, we had the Lakers and Light the Beam, the Kings. Lakers won 109-101. No LeBron, no AD for the Lake Show, but Bone played, and in 24 minutes, he had 10 points, 16 boards, and 5 dimes. De'Aaron Fox played as well. He had 18, 5, and 3 in 24 minutes. Harrison Barnes had 15. Somebody that I forgot was on the Kings, Chris Duarte. Remember, he was involved in a trade with the Pacers and Kings at the end of last season. Totally forgot he was there. He had 10 off the bench. And then for the Lake Show, D'Angelo Russell had the keys to the castle. He had 21 and 8. Rui had 13. Prince had 13. And then Gabe Vincent started. He dropped 18 as well. I didn't look to see what kind of game action we have tonight. Let me see if we've got a bunch of preseason games this morning. Oh, wow. Look at me. I'm just stumbling all over my words. Playoff game. We need to take a mental health break. Hold on. We can't go down this road. We can't talk about like how you need to have had sex in order to have responsibility. I just think it changes you, I think it changes you. And what a throwback to the early days, the first ever mental health check. All right, here's the action we have tonight. Pistons and Thunder, Magic and the Cavs, Hornets and the Wizards, Maccabi Rahana against the Brooklyn Nets, the Grizzlies versus the Hawks, Rockets and Pels, Nugs and Bulls, and then the nightcap right there with the Soons and the Blazers. Holt Patrick Coyne, my man, you had that is a weird spelling mistake there, or a weird Siri autocorrect there, Patrick. I'm not even going to read that out loud because I feel like we would immediately be banned, right? I think I want to see. Message retracted. All right, Patrick, I saw you retract that message. Yikes! Who's hitting the sauce this morning? Is it me or is it you? Jump shoot just showing up. Yeah, I talked about it earlier today. They're in trouble, man. They're in trouble. I mean, whatever. They just got to hold home court, so go out there and win. Yeah, and I was using talk to text. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, hitting the saw. I know what you were trying to say, Patrick. I know what you were trying to say. Wild. All right, you guys want to do a little bit of the ESPN top 50. So what I'm going to do, we'll do them 10 at a time. And then I kind of wanted to zoom out and see what, if anybody's got any like wild snubs or takes. It did seem like there was a couple of times where they just like grouped a couple of guys together because they didn't feel like having like a take. So I'll explain that when we get there. Mike says belated GMGA having a shit day at work. Mike, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I'm glad you're here though. In Tesla, I missed this. He said Pascal is one of the top 5 development stories in the last 25 years. That's an extremely high bar for B-ball Paul. Yeah, but I just think one of the things about Paul Reed is like, I know Nick Nurse said he wanted to use him as Siakam, which is not going to happen, but I do think like seeing Paul Reed at the 4 a little bit more, all of a sudden he goes from playing 12 minutes a game to 18 minutes to 20 minutes a game, something like that. I do think that is a pretty big deal. All right, let's do this. Let's get into the top 50. All right. So I'm going to run through 50 through 40, right? And then I can share screen too if that's annoying. But Jared Allen at 50, DeAndre Ayton at 49, LaMelo Ball at 48, a man who has yet to play an actual NBA basketball game at 47, Victor Wembanyama, Middleton at 46, Julius Randle at 45, CJ McCollum at 44, Harden at 43, Maxey at 42, Clay at 41, and Mobley at 40. So I thought this was interesting because this is, and just for context, it's who's going to have a better season this season. So not like who do you want for the next 10 years? It's like this season is how they voted for that. And I thought like having, I know Harden's got some stuff going on, but taking Maxey straight up over Harden right now, I thought was interesting. Taking Wemby. I mean, I guess Wemby. Here's the thing. If you're going to take Wembanyama over LaMelo Ball, right, you're putting him at 47. So if you're using that logic that Wembanyama is going to have a better season than LaMelo Ball, then you sure as shit are taking Wembanyama over Middleton, Randall, McCollum, Harden, Maxey, Clay, Mobley. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like if you are ready to plant that flag that he's 47th, why is he 47th and not or like that he's in the top 50. Why is he that high? And I'm not saying he should be like a top 20 guy, but I'm just saying if you're taking Wemby over LaMelo, I'm taking Wemby over Middleton. Just that logic. I don't know. Jared Allen in the top 50 felt generous, and I don't know, maybe he's just been memed too much with the bright lights. Is tough. Matt Harrison said after watching playoffs last year, Mitchell Robinson at 100 and Jared Allen at 50 feels weird. I know. Might be a little recency bias. And then Allen gets hurt too, so there's all of that. But yeah, I just thought that was Allen at 50, then Ayton at 49 was kind of interesting. Let's keep moving though. All right. So, and then Clay still in the top 50 at 41, Mobley at 40. So now 39 and 38 is where I think they got tired. They just put DeRozan at 39, Levine at 38. They're like, we can't figure out the Chicago Bulls. We'll just put them together. Then you had Bradley Beal at 37, Darius Garland at 36, Ja Morant at 35, Kyrie at 34. I think that's another example of them not knowing what to do. They're like, well, Ja Morant's missing 25 games, so that impacts his ceiling. Kyrie Irving is Kyrie Irving, so that impacts his ceiling. Maybe he misses 25 games. Let's just put them together. Mikal Bridges at 33, Jalen Brunson at 32, Jaren Jackson Jr. at 31, and then Paolo Banchero at 30. So I don't know. How does that affect stuff for you guys? And Patrick in the chat said, I'm assuming Chet missed the cut. Chet did miss the cut. He absolutely did. He did not make the top 50. So of that range, again, it just felt like whenever they were stuck with guys they didn't know how to, like, what to do with, they were just like, okay, just like put them 35, 34. And so Kyrie came out and had some comments, and I don't have them word for word, but basically it was like ESPN doesn't know shit. They're not they shouldn't have the credentials to talk about basketball is essentially what he said. And this Santa's boy, I think that was a good point right here. Is Paolo better than those vets already? Not what we've seen. And again, that's why I think this was a little weird, right? Do they really think his second year is going to be that dominant that he's leapfrogging all of these guys already? Or were they, even though they were supposed to say who has a better year this year, were they actually projecting what he's going to do 5 years from now? Because looking at that, I love Paolo's game, but I'm not taking Paolo ahead of Ja, Kyrie, Mikal Bridges, Triple J. Like, definitely not Triple J. But he's probably, I would take him ahead of DeRozan, Levine, and Beal and Garland. So maybe I'd put him at 35 there. But I'm not. I mean, Mikal Bridges was like one of the most efficient and effective basketball players since when he came over to the Brooklyn Nets. So I don't know. I don't love that. All right, let's get into the top 30. At 29, Ice Trae Young. 28, The Finn, Lauri Markkanen. 27, Brandon Ingram. 26, Drew Holiday. 25, Pascal Siakam. 24, Kawhi Leonard. 23, De'Aaron Fox. 22, Sabonis. There's another example of they're like, dude, we know Fox is good. We know Sabonis is good. Let's put them together. Right? So Fox 23, Sabonis 22, Tyrese Halliburton 21, Karl Anthony Towns top 20. I don't know. What do we do? What do we do with that list? I think the Fox Sabonis thing felt lazy. Kawhi at 24, I think like maybe people are finally like, hey man, we know Kawhi when he's on the court is like one of the best players out there, can still defend at a high level. We saw what he did those first 2 games against the Phoenix Suns in the first round of the playoffs. But maybe we want our guy to be on the court. But who knows now? According to Joe Dumars, load management is a myth, right? It's vaccines. So maybe that means he's going to play a bunch and he should be top 24. All right. Yeah, there we go. Santa's boy says that's absurd. Bowdivine out here saying Towns better than Sabonis. That seems weird. I also think the Karl Anthony Towns top 20 at like 20 overall seems a little aggro. I'm taking, of that list, I'm taking probably Trae Young, Lauri Markkanen, Brandon Ingram. I'd put him at 29. I'd take Towns ahead of Paolo, but I'd probably take Trae, Lauri, Ingram, Holiday, Siakam, Kawhi, Fox, Sabonis, and Halliburton all over Towns. Maybe the editor messed up, right? Maybe somebody missed that he was supposed to be 29 and not 20. Does anyone disagree with that? Borland, are you here? Or Timberwolves fans here right now? They want to say a piece about Karl Anthony Towns. Maybe it's hard to actually get an accurate assessment of him since he missed so much time last year. He did look great for the Dominican Republic in the FIBA World Cup. He looked awesome and seemed like he was having a good time, found his mojo back. Is Towns top 20 valid if wasn't injured so much? Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody else have any Towns takes in the chit chat there? I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep moving though. We've got sorry, lost my spot here. Lost my spot. All right, top 20. 19, Jaylen Brown. 18, Paul George. 17, I thought this was a pretty big jump for my guy, Jamal Murray. Number 16, Bam Adebayo. Number 15, Donovan Mitchell. 14, Dame. 13, Ant-Man. 12, Jimmy Buckets. And 11, Devin Booker. So the Minnesota Timberwolves have 2 of the top 20 guys in the league there, according to ESPN's top rankings there. I thought all of this I thought was fine, right? At this point, we're just like needling. Would you take Anthony Edwards over Dame right now? Tesla saying too, I think they knew Towns is a lightning rod. Yeah, so it got us talking about it, got us chit-chatting. Weisberg said the only thing that is not surprising about the Dumars statement is that they said the quiet. Oh, yeah. Weisberg, that's what I was saying at the top of the show too about the TV negotiations. Yeah, I was saying that at the top of the show. How do you do so bad with 2 of the top 20 players, says John Dubb. And then Patrick says Bam is way too high. I feel like he's inconsistent throughout the year. Yeah, it's weird, right? Offensively, Bam is definitely inconsistent, but I do think he's a top 20 guy because defensively, he is always a top 3 defensive player in the league. He allows Miami to play the way that they do because of what he brings defensively to the table. And I've been very critical of Bam over the years, but I do think he belongs in the top 20. Probably like Bam and Jaylen Brown are the same to me in the sense that they both provide so much upside for your squad with like some severe deficiencies at times. Paul George, I mean, still we got Paul George as a top 20. I don't know how we feel about that at 18. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Great question from Maddie Harrison. Should Bam be that much higher than Triple J? I mean, I guess the difference. Oh man, Stan! I knew Stan was going to show up and get mad. I feel like they maybe should be a little bit closer. The difference is right. Triple J's highs are so high, right? But he also finds himself fouling out of games pretty frequently or just getting into foul trouble, limiting his minutes. So, like, maybe that's where he got dinged a little bit, right? Sorry, it looked like somebody was outside the door. Maybe that's where he got dinged a little bit. Tesla said Combo and Edwards now swinging too dramatically the other way. Lillard literally had his best offensive season in a top 75 career. I agree on this. I like Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man is awesome. I think his future is bright. And again, I'm going to relate this to Underdog because that's where I've been seeing a lot of this. But in Underdog Best Ball, right, where you're just drafting your best fantasy players, they have him 7th. He's going 7th overall. He's going before Anthony Davis, Tyrese Halliburton, Steph Curry, Dame, Trey, like all of these guys, Sabonis, Siakam, like all the, I mean, maybe Siakam is supposed to be there, but I don't know. I don't know. Stan says Triple J's been to the finals on the team as the team's 2nd best player. LOL. There you go, Stan. I hope it feels good. There we go, Weisberg. But yeah, I don't know. I do think the Ant-Man conversation swinged a little bit. Like he's probably should be top 20, I guess. I just don't think there's a world which I'm taking him ahead of Dame. Like I'll read that list one more time. So how many guys that I'm about to read off are you taking Ant ahead of? Dame, Donovan Mitchell, Bam, Jamal Murray, Paul George, Jaylen Brown. Honestly, it might just be Dame. Maybe he should just be one spot higher. All right, let's get into the top 10. We're not going to do the segment just in case we get demonetized again. Number 10, Anthony Davis. Number 9, LeBron James. Once again, they were just like, let's just put the 2 Lakers together. Number 8, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Number 7, Kevin Durant. Number 6, Jason Tatum. Number 5, Steph Curry. 4, Luka Magic. 3, Joel Embiid. 2, Nikola Jokic. And 1, the best player in the world right now, according to ESPN, Giannis from the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know. Do you think they just flipped a coin between Jokic and Giannis? I thought for sure Jokic was going to be in the number 1 spot. They just released the top 10 today. So I thought Jokic would be the number 1, just was the best player on the finals team, ripped through the league for the 3rd consecutive year. Giannis and Milwaukee fresh off of getting bounced in the first round to the 8-seeded Miami Heat. And everybody still kind of clicked Giannis as the best player in the world. Thought that was interesting. Boston based. Yeah, I'm curious where people want to pick nits. Luka needs to win something before he's ranked over Tatum, right? So ranking Luka over both Tatum and Steph Curry. I actually thought Steph might have been 4 here in this list. I thought was pretty interesting. Weisberg saying Curry at 5, huh? Yeah, I thought Jokic ended the debate too. I was pretty surprised to see Giannis. So, I mean, again, these guys. To me, I think the top 3 are clearly the top 3 in Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid. That's how I would do it. I think I would go Jokic, Giannis, and then a little tier break, put Embiid. And then I think like the Luka, Steph, Tatum is all pretty close. I understand putting Luka ahead of them. I probably would do it, Luka, Steph, Tatum. I think I have it like that. I think looking at it, that my top 6 are pretty much what they have, except I have Jokic at 1 and Giannis at 2. I don't know. I think I'm taking SGA over KD. If we're saying I'm not saying who's going to have a better career, who at this point has had a better career. I'm just saying, who do I want this season? I think I want Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Is that a crazy take? I mean, I know Kevin Durant is like unguardable in a lot of ways, but he's getting up there, man. He's getting up there and he's in his 30s. He's got a lot of basketball behind him. I think I want SGA. I don't know. What do we think? What do we think about that? But Embiid won MVP. That's just true. Is this still the Denver effect, though? Even though they were awesome last season? Maybe. What has Tatum won? Tatum's won the same amount of stuff as Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. A bunch of second places. Devin Booker over SGA is crack cocaine. I don't think so. I think, I mean, you could make it like, I don't know. Do you put Devin Booker over LeBron and AD? Because, shoot, we're going to have to let's do a quick ad read because your boy's going to cough real bad. Let's take our first break. Today's NBA bit is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy Sports. Whether you're drafting Luka first overall in best ball or fading Wemby blocks in the pick'ems, Underdog is where you'll find Team Hold. Sign up today at UnderdogFantasy.com or just click the link in the description to get started. And by signing up using promo code HOLD, HOLD, you will get a 100% deposit bonus match up to $100. That's a free honey. So sign up today using promo code HOLD, HOLD, and get started at UnderdogFantasy.com. I was trying to think, is Booker a top 10 NBA player? And are you taking Devin Booker? I know Stan in the chat has already said he would take Booker over SGA, but here's who Booker would have to leapfrog. Anthony Davis, LeBron, SGA, KD, Tatum, Durant, Curry, Luka, Embiid, Jokic, Giannis. I think the only case, I'm not taking Booker over SGA. I'm not doing it. Maybe you can have that argument. I'm not doing it. The one, I think you could say Booker over LeBron at this point, right? And if you're doing it, because again, this ranking is based on who's going to have a better season this season. I can't imagine the Lakers are trying to run LeBron into the ground. LeBron is almost exactly my age. He's going to be 39 2 months into this season. I don't know. Maybe you want to bet on Booker, Maybe you want to bet on Booker. Santa's boy says, I don't think SGA is better than AD, but injuries, I guess. That's the other thing, right? Like if Anthony Davis, I feel like this is going to be a hot take. I feel like we could see Anthony Davis do a top 5 NBA player this season, right? Like I think he could be in that conversation. My guy's out here, Darvin Ham's like, he's going to take 6 threes a game. AD says he's going to play 82 games this season, which is not true. But I could see Anthony Davis being one of again, because he does it on both ends, right? When you look at that list, again, one more time of those guys in the top 10, Jokic isn't really known for his defense. Giannis is. Embiid, a little bit. Luka is not. Steph is not. Tatum, hot and cold. KD, not this stage in his career. SGA, not known for his defense. LeBron. Like, AD is one of the top 3 defenders of the top 10. I'm not including Bam and Triple J and all of those guys, but there you go. Oh, there we go. Tyler says, you know who else does it on both ends? Hey, oh, there we go. We like that. Mike, when you go to the barber, do you tell them you're an entertainer? No. Oh, why did you come up? What happened here? I don't say anything because I do. I say hi. I talk a lot with my eyes because I think I've told this story. I go to this Philippines place on the corner. I'm so sorry. God, cancel me. This Vietnamese place on the corner. And they don't talk any English. They don't speak any English, and I don't speak any Vietnamese. So we just kind of like hang out. Mike the oh God, what are we doing? What are we doing here? I heard AD finds the NBA uniforms uncomfortable and scratchy. That's why he prefers wearing street clothes. Wow. Yeah, Tyler, this isn't shocking. Tyler's great though. Tyler's great. All right, so those are our top 50. I thought like the Kyrie. I thought the Paolo ranking was very high. That one stood out. I thought the Jokic, Giannis thing was high. I thought Towns basically at every 10. Paolo at 30, Towns at 20, not Mobley at 40. And then the Wemby thing. If you're going to put Wemby at 47, you got to put him at like 30, basically. Right? Because if you think he's going to be better than LaMelo, you got to take him over the rest of those dudes. Also, Middleton over LaMelo seemed kind of interesting too, but whatever. It's just giving us fodder, right? Stuff to yell about. That's what everybody was just excited to yell about some basketball stuff. And we came here and we did that, which is great. Let's take one more quick break here so I can get one more cough out me, drink some more caffeine. We're going to do a little So Rare break. And then listen, the show is yours, Chit Chat. Fire up. Let me know. What are we talking about here for the last like 15 minutes? Today's NBA bit is brought to you by So Rare. Daily fantasy sports is annoying. Constantly paying attention to injury news, who's starting, who's sitting, and just having to remember to enter your lineups each and every day. With So Rare, you just have to enter your lineup once for each game week. And instead of having to pay an entry fee each time you enter a contest with So Rare, once you buy your cards, the tournaments are free. Each game week, you'll have a chance to win more card rewards to bolster up your roster. And this year, So Rare is introducing cash prizes. So sign up for So Rare today using the link in the description, and they'll start you with 20 free common cards. And by using our link, once you buy 5 cards from auction, they'll give you a 6th one free. So sign up for So Rare today and see if you can take down Mike Sorarian. All right, let's go. We're back. Boston-based desperately trying to get us to talk about NBA Top Shot. He said, can we talk about the pack drop today? Due to the poor response to the first drop that they botched, they dropped the price on these packs, making them the best deal in modern Top Shot history. The challenges for Tatum and Luka rookie year moments will cause these rares to pump. I don't know, man. Every time they've dropped pack prices, all it's done is drop the worth of the moments in them. So, like, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to be sitting it out. I'm not buying anything. It just doesn't move the needle for me. So there you go. Are you going to open your birthday Top Shot pack or sell it on the marketplace? I did not buy a moment off the marketplace. So I don't think I got a pack. Right? That's what you needed to do. I did not buy anything. Jump shoot. We talked about it last night on Shot Tank. So you can check that out if you missed it. But yeah, I did not take advantage of the deal. I did not buy one of those things. All right. Patrick said, do you have any hot takes for tonight's NFL game bank season? The only thing, I'll pull up Underdog here and I can show you what I was messing around with in the 2-game slate. So I was drafting a lot of, again, this is Monday, Thursday, so it doesn't really help the Sunday night. The single game slate, but I'll just show you like how I was approaching it. So this is what we've got live here. How many drafts did I did? I did 28 of the Monday night melee. Here we go. Let's see. And it doesn't look like I'm winning a lot right now because most of my action is in tonight's game. So I had a lot of AJ Dillon. I was way overweight on Travis Kelce, Christian Watson. I have a lot of Cortland Sutton, Mahomes, Sky Moore, Russell Wilson. I guess the way I would approach this tonight is I would probably I kind of like the idea of getting some Isaiah Pacheco in there. Maybe KC rushes it and then fire up all of the Broncos passing game and just hope that the Broncos maybe it's a shootout and they fire up. It ends up being a fast-paced game. So get Pacheco in there, and then I don't know, Sutton. Maybe we get a Marvin Mims sighting, Russell Wilson as your QB. I think that's how I would approach it. I think that might be a little bit more unique too, because I imagine everybody is just going to be clicking Mahomes, Kelce, and Rice. Pacheco will still be popular too, but I think Pacheco gives you a little bit more leverage. I'll have to see what ownership looks like, though. If people are scared about Kelsey because he was a little dinged up, then I would go overweight on Kelsey. But well, I think we'll have to wait and see what ownership looks like. And Tyler's saying Pacheco set up for a smash game. Rice could hit big, unlimited ability with big play deep for Denver being awful. I know that's the thing. I think if you play the Chiefs offense, you're going to play everybody. You pick one Bronco and then all Chiefs. You go full onslaught. But because the Denver D is so bad. But oh yeah, and then we the people saying Pacheco lock 102 tutties. I like that. And then Boston Bay said I enjoyed the Top Shot segment. I just don't like. Listen, man. Every single time they've done that, right, where they've dropped pack prices, they've also dropped the value in the marketplace. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But I do think. Listen, if you are excited about it, then there you go. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for your excitement. I just think I'm done putting money in there right now, you know? And I said that before when I gave away all my moments. I was like, I'm just going to buy the guys that I get excited about, and that's it. So I don't really think I'm going to try to. Why is this a unique situation? Haven't they done this before? Don't you remember when the hollow prices went down from $9.99 to like $2.29 or whatever the fuck it was? And then all of those, that ended up being a W in the moment, but the same thing, all of those prices come down. So like, yes, it's plus EV if your goal is maybe to buy this and then flip it the second you're able to on the marketplace. How is this different? Explain to me how this is different than when they lowered the prices for the hollow. How is it different? Okay, so it's hard to explain because it's not different. I think that would be my guess. So there we go. There we go. I mean, I guess if you're saying like, hey, listen, dude, do you see how many new buyers we got last week? Because the marketplace, they did that little marketplace gimmick. And now maybe if all 10,000 of those line up and buy a pack, I don't know. I'll listen, I'm happy to be wrong. If I'm wrong and you print money, I'm so excited for you. Because these are rookie Luka and Tatum rewards. So, okay, who's doing those challenges? So you think there's going to be a lot of desire for everybody to do those challenges? I mean, let's look at the Chris Paul rookie moment. I'll go over to NBA Top Shot. You want to play this game? Let's look at so basically I want to look at historical rookie mints, right? That's what we're looking at. Let's go. All right. So rookie or rookie debuts, right? Are they rookie debuts technically? Let's see. It's not a debut though, right? Yeah, it's just a rookie. All right, rookie mint. And then of course there's no way to, is there a way to just sort by historical, like moments that people don't want? I'll just scroll through it. What's the coffee combo we drinking, Mike? You know what? So honestly, I tried to get a sponsorship with them and I wasn't able to do it. But I've been trying. This morning, actually, the sponsor thing that I was saying, the sponsorship thing that I was saying, I'm actually not drinking today. So forget it. I'm not even going to tell that story. We're drinking Big Face this morning, baby. We get some pour over Big Face. All right, let's look. Wait, are they not rookie year? Are they not rookie years? No rookie year? Oldest game date? Okay, we can sort by oldest game date. There we go. Let's see where that is. Game start date. Game end date? No, end date. What the fuck is it? Oh, no, I don't know how to do this. This is stupid. Let's clear filters. Let's clear filters. You have to look at the set. What's the name of the set? What's the name of the set? Is it Run It Back? Oh, look at all these 6 sets. Rare Run It Back series. 186. Oh, it's 04. It's 14 to 19, right? There's no rookie mints from this one, right? Oh, there's none of these moments are out. It's rookie year bad. Origins. It's called Origins. All right. What is the filters I have on there? Clear filters. What is going on, dude? I'm sure this is my fault, but I think this game sucks. Oh, this is okay. Clear. Jesus Christ. I blame Top Shot Common Man for that. Is this good content? We lost like 4 viewers. All right. Let's go high to low, baby. Nikola Jokic 770. But that okay, so that's for a reward. So you're saying these would have been $89 packs, but they dropped in some in legendary packs and the archive packs, and those moments weren't as good as the second batch of rares coming. So they had to drop the price on these rares packs to respond to the first batch. Man, God, I just don't see it being a W, man. SGA 159. All right, so how much of these are $49 packs, right? All right, let's go fucking look at this drop, dude. I hate you. I hate you, Boston Base. I do not want to be doing this right now. Limited edition rookie rares. We screwed up, so these are $49. All right, when's this drop? In 5 hours. All right, moments you could pull. So you could get an Embiid, Jaylen Brown. So, okay, this is... So you're saying these are going to be $150? I'm telling you, man, people are going to flip these for, I bet these go for like $80, which is still a W. So there you go. They can still be a W. But you see Levine. All right. So, oh wait, I don't want to look at the commons. Why? Oh, I hate that they do this. All right. Yeah, I just don't see it, man. Rare moments. Here you go. DeJounte, Porzingis, Embiid, JB, Levine. I just don't see it happening. Joel and Jalen will be plus. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to give them more money. But yeah, you can go for it if you want. If you want, go get it. And I know you are a Celtics fan, so go get it. Yeah, time for a Flip City break. Absolutely. Yeah, well, here you go. This is for you, Boston Base. I hope you get all the money today. Also, is anybody else? See, here we go. Boston Base is going after it today. Is anybody else? Is this real? NBA NFT had a big announcement yesterday. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. No, I'm done. So Rare can have my money because they have a fantasy game. I understand it. Top Shot, I'll buy. I don't know. Mark Williams comes out with a rare. I'll happen. 3DH, there you go. Listen, we're moving the needle today. I didn't know it was happening. I'll give it a go. Again, this isn't supposed to be like overall FUD, even though it definitely came out that way. Do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you want. I'm just saying they have consistently done this where like the hollow packs are going for $9.99, and then they were like, hey, what if we give it to you for $2.29 because we feel bad, and then the prices went down. So like, who knows? I worked 34 hours of OT on my most recent paycheck. I'll throw a $49 dart. All right. I might do it depending on my mood in 5 hours. There you go. Yeah, when you don't see big ticket in these streets, dude. So you know what big tickets out there doing in the physical market? Look at how tight this hat was. I got like, yeah, baby. Can I get this in my mouth? Big ticket's doing the. He's out there in the physical market. He's like flipping cards at trade shows. He's grinding. We love big ticket. All right, I think that's going to be it. That's going to be it for today. We did everything. You got me annoyed here at the end, which is good. So good luck to everybody in those pack streets. Tomorrow, right, we're back with the NBA bit. We got a ton of preseason to go over tomorrow. And then at 3 p.m., we get a little underdog happy hour. We'll crack a little brew, do some drafts, make some pick 'em bets while we still can before the state of New York turns into a communist. No, I'm just kidding. But before New York changes the laws again. So good times. Good luck to everybody in the drop. Thank you for being here this morning. Remember, load management is a myth. Check out the 89 Cavs and Shot Tank last night. We are out.